Gentlemen, welcome back. It's time for a real conversation that far too many men avoid until it turns into a major issue. In our younger years, we treat water like it's nothing special. Just water. Plain, tasteless, something you grab when thirst hits. You drink a cup, maybe hit your daily goal, and assume everything is fine. But what if I told you that after age 50, drinking regular water the same way you always have might actually be limiting your health, energy, and even your performance in ways you don't yet see? And let's be clear right from the start. This isn't about fancy bottled water or a miracle drink someone online wants to sell you. This is about taking the water you already use each day and upgrading it into a potent health ally. When you add specific trace minerals in proper amounts, you create something I like to call functional hydration. This is more than water. It becomes cellular fuel, a signal to your blood vessels, and a daily foundation for vitality that can genuinely change the way you feel. Today, I'll explain why plain water sometimes falls short, which minerals men over 50 urgently need, and how adding just a tiny pinch or a single drop into your drink can recharge your body from the inside out. By the time we're done, you'll never look at a basic glass of water the same way again. You'll understand exactly how to turn it into a performance booster for energy, confidence, and better blood flow. Mineral number 1, magnesium, the master of relaxation. If there's one mineral I could convince every man over 50 to focus on, it's magnesium. This powerhouse is involved in more than 300 body processes. Yet most adults, up to 75%, are lacking it because our foods and soil simply don't provide enough anymore. Magnesium's most crucial role for men is relaxation. It calms smooth muscle throughout the body, including your arteries and the erectile tissues of the penis that must expand to fill with blood during arousal. When magnesium is low, those vessels stay tight and narrow. That's called vasoconstriction. It makes reliable blood flow much more difficult. Think of magnesium as the mineral of chill. It behaves similar to a natural calcium channel blocker. Calcium tightens muscles. Magnesium steps in and says, ease up, open. And that is exactly what's needed for powerful circulation and steady energy. A useful tip: magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate powder mixed into water ensures fast entry into the system. It acts quickly, reducing stress in the cardiovascular network and encouraging smoother blood movement throughout your body. Mineral number 2, sodium, the hydration gatekeeper. Now let's look at sodium. Most men immediately think the worst when they hear the word because of blood pressure warnings. But context is everything. The villain isn't sodium itself. It's the refined table salt packed into processed snacks, canned meals, and fast food. That kind has been stripped of nearly all beneficial trace minerals. High-quality sodium, like unrefined sea salt or pink Himalayan salt, is vital. Sodium controls hydration. It enables the water you drink to actually enter your cells rather than rushing straight through your system. Without enough of it, you can chug water all day and remain thirsty because your body isn't retaining it properly. Sodium also works together with potassium in the sodium-potassium pump, the process that drives almost every cell activity, from nerve signals to muscle function. A tiny pinch of good quality salt in a glass of water, just enough to dust the tip of your pinky, is completely different from dumping table salt on a pile of fries. In this case, it becomes a hydration tool that makes every sip of water work harder for your body. Mineral number 3, potassium, the balancer. If sodium opens the doorway for hydration, potassium maintains order inside. It's crucial for proper electrical communication between cells, especially within the heart and blood vessels. Working side by side with magnesium, potassium helps keep those vessels flexible and responsive. It also plays a major role in managing blood pressure, because it assists the body in flushing out extra sodium, something essential when our diets are loaded with processed foods. The challenge is that most men fall short on potassium since fruits and vegetables aren't consumed nearly enough. Bringing potassium into the mix using an electrolyte powder rich in minerals or a potassium chloride supplement can help restore the balance between sodium and potassium, and that balance is what allows the cardiovascular system to deliver blood efficiently wherever it must go. Mineral number 4, zinc, the hormone helper. Zinc isn't typically labeled an electrolyte, but for men's health, it is absolutely vital. Testosterone production, testicular function, immune strength, and energy stability all depend on zinc. Even a slight deficiency can reduce hormone levels, drain energy, and blunt libido. For men over 50, zinc matters even more because the body absorbs less with age. Pills aren't always effective since zinc doesn't absorb well through the gut. That's why liquid zinc in water can be a game changer. Just a few drops ensure your body actually receives what's required. By keeping zinc levels steady, you support immunity and also the hormonal foundation that fuels vitality, confidence, and strong performance intimately. Mineral number 5. Iron, the oxygen carrier. To finish, let's quickly address iron. This is one mineral that should only be supplemented under professional advice because too much can be dangerous. But if you're truly lacking, the consequences are severe. Iron anchors hemoglobin, the molecule in red blood cells responsible for transporting oxygen. Without adequate iron, your tissues, including those tied to sexual function, can't get enough oxygen. That leads to fatigue, weakness, and poor performance. For men diagnosed with low iron, adding liquid iron to water can restore energy by improving oxygen availability and circulation. Practical daily hacks. Now, let's simplify everything. You don't need every mineral in every glass. The smartest strategy is targeted, deliberate, and steady. Morning vasodilator boost. Begin your day with magnesium powder in water or a tiny pinch of unrefined salt. This signals blood vessels to relax and improves how efficiently your body hydrates. Hormone and immune shield hack. Add several drops of liquid zinc to one daily glass, ideally alongside food. This supports testosterone and keeps immune defenses ready. Blood pressure balance hack. If you sweat heavily during workouts or skip potassium-rich foods, use a potassium-based electrolyte powder in your training water. This helps prevent fatigue and maintains mineral balance. By rotating these easy habits, you turn everyday water into a focused health ally instead of an ordinary drink. Why does it work? What these hacks are really doing is shifting from regular hydration to functional hydration. You are supplying your body with water that is infused with the minerals required to send crisp electrical signals. That leads to stronger muscle contractions, quicker nerve communication, and most importantly, blood vessels that react better by opening wider and delivering powerful circulation everywhere, especially to the areas men care about most. This is not about fancy routines or pricey supplements. It is about using what nature already gives us in a smarter, more consistent way. And when you repeat it daily, the benefits build up. Why hydration changes as you age. When you were younger, staying hydrated was effortless. You felt thirsty, you drank something, and your kidneys along with your digestive system absorbed nutrients effectively, so balance was maintained. But after 50, a few subtle shifts start working against you. First, the thirst signal becomes weaker. You simply do not feel as thirsty anymore, even when your system is already running low. So a lot of older men are mildly dehydrated without having any clue. Second, your kidneys lose some efficiency when it comes to holding onto water and electrolytes. Rather than retaining key minerals, your body lets them slip away faster, almost like a slow leak inside you. And third, which is especially important for men who care about energy and intimate performance, your blood vessels lose some of their youthful flexibility. The smooth muscle lining in arteries and capillaries becomes stiffer with time. That stiffness makes it tougher for them to relax and expand when needed. Healthy, steady blood flow depends on relaxed, responsive arteries. Without the proper nutrients, they remain slightly tightened, denying you circulation right where you want it most. Here is the twist. Plain water only hydrates volume. It fills the tank, yet it does not necessarily recharge the electrical system. Water alone does not deliver the internal signals needed to move nutrients and fluids into cells. Those signals come from minerals, often called electrolytes, which hold tiny electrical charges that help nerves, muscles, and vessels function correctly. Without enough of these minerals, you can chug water all day and still feel tired, weak, or not performing at your best. That is why enhancing your water is such a massive shift. Here is my challenge for you. Over the next 3 weeks, decide to elevate your water. Begin with at least one of the hacks I mentioned. Magnesium in the morning, a pinch of good quality salt, or a few drops of zinc. Remain consistent. Notice how your clarity, stamina, workouts, and circulation feel over time. You will likely feel a noticeable improvement. And even more important, you will have created a habit that safeguards your health, performance, and vitality in the years ahead. Gentlemen, age does not signal the end of your strength. It marks the start of a different chapter. If you choose small, smart adjustments, stop drinking plain water that barely does anything and star.